Hey sis, hey everybody.
Hey sis, how you
Happy
doing
Monday.
today? Same to you.
Mm. How was your birthday?
My birthday was so good. I enjoyed myself. I had so much fun.
Good.
I
That's
did.
all that matter.
I know. I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I was thankful. And I was just so grateful and appreciative for the people that, yesterday the weather was horrible. When I say it was bad, it was bad. And today it's still bad. So I was just very appreciative of the people that took time out of their day to, like drive in that storm to come and celebrate with me.
Right. It's always nice when people show up for you, but especially when you're the
Yep.
type of bitch that show up for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Hey, good food.
Hey, good food, how you doing? Twice in one day.
Oh, you went live earlier, sis.
With Unique Sisters, me and Peaches, we back going live.
Oh, I'm gonna have to catch y'all. I don't know why I thought it was on Saturdays that I
No,
used
we
to be
switched our
working out.
schedule. So
Oh,
now
okay,
we're
okay,
going live during the week. Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays,
okay.
and Fridays.
Okay, so now I'll know when to catch y'all then. Okay. So you said Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday?
No, Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Okay,
And
Monday,
it's
Tuesday,
at
Thursday, Friday.
12:30 our time, and 9:30 her time. So
Okay.
that's why it's at that time, because any later than that, and I'm busy. The kids are getting out of school, and any
Right, right.
earlier than that, she don't really get to sleep in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just what fits for us with our 3 hour difference.
Yeah, I wish you had to text me. I would have tuned in because girl, I was laying in the bed resting and then I had did some editing or whatever. I had edited some of my clips from yesterday.
Okay. I don't be thinking. I don't be thinking about it. I don't think about it.
Let me
I
see.
really don't. People are always like, well, text her when you're live. And it's like, oh, I don't think about it. Oh,
I didn't get
good
it.
food.
Good food.
Which number? I wish I'd have knew ahead of time about your little birthday celebration, sis. I could have tried to come visit.
I know. Everybody said that too. But it was so last minute because I didn't have nothing planned. It was so last minute.
Oh, shit. I ain't sat down yet. I was out Friday and Saturday this weekend. I'm gonna be out Friday and Saturday coming up. I don't know what or where, but I'm gonna be there
Let me
all
see.
month.
I'm trying to text now.
I'm sharing out. I'm trying to share now. That's what I'm doing.
Good food. Did you write me on my personal page?
Oh, okay. You see what she said? I was like, I don't know if I'm read that out loud or
Yeah,
not.
but I don't have like Messenger on my page, so
Child, that's the it be so tricky. And then if it's YouTube, they don't post shit right away all the time anyway.
let me see.
Was the food good where y'all went for your birthday yesterday?
Girl, no.
Oh shit.
Well, Tanya said she enjoyed hers, so not only Tanya, my work sister, I call her my work sister because we met at work, but of course she's family now. But her and her daughter also came and she said that they enjoyed their food, that it was good. So I guess it wasn't everybody that didn't like theirs. And I had wings and fries because I don't like to try new food or whatever. So I had wings and fries, and I like my wings fried. I don't like them like baked. And these were like baked wings, and they weren't nasty. I'm just not a fan of baked like wings. So
Right.
Let me see. I haven't. Here it is. It was on the video, April. I heard somebody say it was nasty.
Oh, I was in there. I went, I showed up, and then you were dancing, and then you said, I gotta go order my food. And you put us down in the middle of the table, and ain't nobody want to be fucking bothered.
They showed in. I came back to the table. I said, "Did y'all keep them?" And they was like, I said, "I told y'all to keep them."
Listen,
They like, "Girl, come get your own. Come and get this. We don't want to do this."
and then here come your sister, the one that do hair. She showed her little face for a minute, but you know she ain't one for the camera anyway. She was like, "Baby, I done did all I can do now."
She is definitely not for the camera at all.
I was laughing. I said, "Okay, well, they having a good time. That's all that matters."
Yeah, my family is like that though. That's what I was saying, yesterday on my live headed there. And I was just saying how a lot of people had texted me saying that they weren't gonna be able to make it. And I was like, that's okay, because one thing about my family, baby, we know how to have a good time. If it's just two of us or three of us, we know how to have a time.
Yeah, hello.
I was like, it don't matter who show up and who don't, we gonna have fun.
That's right, exactly. So listen, life too short. But when the food bad, baby, you can't fix that. That or bad drinks.
That's what I told my
fuck back.
I told my sister that. I was like, one thing about it, like, I can go anywhere, and as long as the food is good and the atmosphere, baby, I will go back. I'll return.
Yes. That's how it was, that spot we went to on Friday night. That my cousin, there's two crafted crabs in Jacksonville. And one in the bougie area and the one over on 103rd. And 103rd is a hood. And so she said, "You want to go to the one on 103rd? It's a little further away from us." I said, "I don't care." Baby, I did not know, baby, that DJ would ride. Yeah, he played everything from Juicy to Side Piece. You understand me?
Yeah. If you got a good DJ, yes. If you got a good DJ up in there, and you have to know how to entertain all type of crowds. You know what I'm saying? Not just the young crowd, not just the older crowd. So you got to know what kind of music to play too.
When I tell you we was ordering drinks just so we ain't had to get up. We been done eating. Had the food to go in brown bags already. We still ordering drinks, sis. So
right. Good Food said, "I'm gonna put it on Facebook." And Brielle, okay, let me see. I think I'll put it on TikTok. Okay. Remember I was telling you too, you could text my business line. Yeah, you could text my business line also.
But yeah, we had a good time. And then we
put how far are you from Jacksonville?
Huh?
How far are you from Jacksonville?
Depending on what part you at, but I'm 30 minutes from Duval.
Oh, I asked because Naya wanted to come there for spring break, but my sister, they don't like Jacksonville, but I love Jacksonville.
I don't mind it. We go over there a lot because it's one of the closest areas to us. But we go over there. Hey, Gamma's World. We go over there to like eat and do shit because it ain't nothing to do where I live. Ain't nothing here, baby. And so we go over there like, because they got town center and all of that. It's just a different type of stuff you want to do if you want to go to Jacksonville and do it.
Hey, Gamma.
But
they didn't like it, but I loved it. Gamma said, "Welcome everyone into the chat." Good Food said, "Hey, Gamma." I messaged. Okay, good. She said I messaged you on TikTok from my daughter's page. Okay.
Okay. But we go to Jacksonville if we ain't in Orlando. That's the closest place to go for us to do shit. For restaurants and stuff like that to hang out, talk golf over there, different stuff like that. Because we have a group of couples that we hang out with.
Yeah, and you always say that too.
We be doing, different stuff, and usually we do it. We rotate to different houses, and we do something there. Mm-hmm. But we move it around. But sometimes we go out, like do stuff like out, So we usually go in Jacksonville some damn well.
Good Food said, come on now. Y'all better have 3 topics tonight. Good Food, honestly.
You might get 5.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, we were just going to do a Let's Catch Up live because a lot has happened in 2 weeks. So we were just going to talk about whatever, anything and everything tonight.
Let's talk about the cost of prom, see.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about that, sis.
Baby, listen. Yeah, I pray for y'all.
I don't even want to be reminded of that.
I pray for the parents of today.
Goodness. And you know what I saw? Yes. Hey, sis. Hey, Kashonda. You know what I saw? This lady on Instagram going viral. Something about her messing up these girls' dresses or something. I said that has to be devastating. Like basically when they went and I guess she fitted them for the dresses, sis, they went back and to pick their dress up and like the material was cheap, it was ripping, it didn't fit them, like from when she had sized them, and girl, it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. That was I saw that on Shade Room, I think. I said, "Oh, honey, I'm glad Jayla didn't have no issues or no hiccups."
But let me tell you, we talking 2013. I literally took my daughter and one of her closest friends in high school from Jacksonville, North Carolina, all the way to Virginia to Norfolk to shop for their prom dressing. And that was 2013. So it's always been a little crazy for some of us.
Yeah, my friend texted me. She said, "Oh, so they just don't wear it," because she was talking. Y'all, it was so funny. I sent her Jayla picture, and this like my best friend from middle school. We don't talk often, but holidays we reach out to each other, birthdays and stuff like that. And I sent her Jayla's picture, and she said, "Dang, she looked like money." And I started laughing. And she said, "Girl, I feel bad for you because I could just tell from looking at her. I know y'all spent some money, just how she looked or whatever." So we was laughing about that. And then I said, "Girl, the dress was like almost $1,000. It was like $950." And she said, "Oh, so they just don't buy $80 dresses no more like us." I said, "Girl, I guess not. Because y'all know back when I was in high school, you can get a nice dress for $60. Like under $100, $80.
I'm like, seen no $80 dress since 1995 when I graduated high school.
And see, I was in high school in the 2000s or whatever, and we got nice dresses for homecoming and prom, like I said, roughly around $80 to $100.
Baby.
And they were nice. Because Shonda said, "Hello, Ambrielle in chat. I told you happy birthday the other day, but you was too lit to see my comments the other day." Yes, I was, girl. And I had myself a good old time. I enjoyed myself. I really did. That's exactly what I wanted to do too, with just a small, intimate crowd, celebrate my birthday. And that's what I did.
Yes, I was glad you had a good time.
And I wasn't hungover.
That's a win.
Right. Let me drop down. Let's see. To Good Food. Then I'll go back up. She said JCPenney ain't customizing no dress this day and time. Yeah, they not. Kashonda said, boys are easy and cheaper. My son goes Saturday, but I'm still spending 300. Kashonda, that is good. Girl, that's good. I would have rather spent that. The dress last year was like almost 600.
Jesus. But them boys are cheaper though. That is no lie. It be the shoes that the boys want that kill you.
Yeah, you right, sis. The shoes be expensive.
Shoe, baby.
Yep. Yeah, Good Food is speaking to you, sis. She said, hey, Kashonda. What she put, K-Hud. Good Food said, I don't know, because my little YouTube cousin was pretty. Thank you, cousin. I appreciate it.
She sure would look like money.
She said, I want you to tell my little cousin Pretty J she inspired me to get baptized. I will update y'all. Please do. I'm about to let me take a picture of this and send it to her. Let me take a picture of it and send it to her. I'm gonna say Jayla, cause Good Food, she give me the hardest time about posting her. Cause Shonda can tell y'all, because Shonda been she been supporting me since the beginning, since I got started. And my kids do not want to be in the camera. They don't want to be recorded. It's really the older two. Naya is kind of like in between, but the older two, that's why y'all never see my son, and that's why y'all barely see Jayla. I have to sneak stuff of her or whatever, but I'm gonna share that with her because I just want them to see how, like social media can also be used in a positive way.
Exactly. It's not all the negativity. It really is what you make it.
Right. Yep.
Because your response and reaction to things is 85% of what's gonna happen.
That's so true. Yep. So I'm gonna make sure that I tell her that you said that. I know she gonna be smiling too hard. Let's see. Good Food said Marvin Sapp done turned into the Teddy Pendergrass from turn the lights off to close the doors.
Wait a minute.
Girl, dang, Good Food. I meant to do a skit about that yesterday. I was gonna do when your family, dang, I got too toe up. I was gonna do when your family trying to leave your birthday event or your birthday function. Then I was gonna say, close the doors. Close the doors.
Sis, that reel I did about Marvin Sapp needed the 40K for eggs. That bitch done hit 10,000.
Where is it at?
On all four my platform.
I did not see
done hit 10,000 on Facebook.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go look at it so I can comment and share it too, to help keeping it pushed out in the algorithm. Look.
But no, I know that's why he needed 40K was for eggs for his mega church Easter egg hunt.
And honey, shoot, I don't know what he needed that for, but that just threw me for a loop. And then did y'all see, speaking of that, did y'all see where he went on to Ricky Smiley show? He said the money went for him. What y'all think about that? Do y'all believe him or no?
I don't care who the money was for. You was misrepresented yourself as a leader, Bishop. Period.
Yeah, he said it went for him. It was for, he said the money was for either another some type of organization or something. He was like, let's be clear. He said, I didn't get any of that money. That money was not for me. But people say anything. So I just take that with a grain of salt.
I don't care if that money was for the homeless shelter around the corner. What in the hell are you doing talking to people like that? It's obvious that they themselves were uncomfortable because you didn't just say, shut the doors. You said, I said, close the doors.
Oh,
you had to put a little bass in your voice and repeat yourself.
He did. He definitely did.
No, I don't care what the money was for. You, sir, was out of pocket. Just own your bullshit and move on with it. But don't make an excuse for your chosen behavior and the way you chose to talk to them. Then you turn around and said the people, and for y'all up here, it costs to sit up here. You put $100. Now, how many of them people sacrifice time with their children and their spouses to sit up here in the choir?
And
you out of order, sir. You can't justify that.
He is so out of order. And not even only that. And then I'm gonna tell you another thing where I felt like he was wrong too. And maybe we could pull it up and play it while we on here. You know, that what his response on the Ricky Smiley show. But another thing that I felt like he tried to justify was like he did say something about his tone or something like that or whatever, but he was saying that, you know, when it's time for giving, that's sacred, and I get that. But this was my thing: it's not what you do, it's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? And for you to sit up there and say y'all ain't going nowhere but to the restaurant, that was wrong, because people work hard for their money. You know what I'm saying? Like, people get out here and bust their ASS for their money. Don't tell nobody, oh, well, you just doing this with it anyways, because like I said on my video, and I know some people didn't agree, but what you give is between you and God. It has nothing to do with a pastor or a preacher at all.
I agree. But you know what? When the thing is when he said that about security, see, the thing for me is if it's about it being a sacred time or security reasons, because you was collecting money while you told them to close the doors, right? Even if that's why you did that, why isn't that standard practice? Because I'm almost sure, sir, that at your church, they pass the plate every time the door open. So you collect offering and tithes every time you open. Why was your ushers, which if you know anything about the church, the usher board, baby, they stay on top of their A game. I don't care if it's a storefront church. So them ushers don't be playing. So they would be used to that happening when you're collecting. Why were they took back when you said close the doors and you had to forcefully tell them? Come on now, sir. Again, I got some.
And I do feel like that was forced. That it was forceful because of the amount of times you had to say it.
You can't. And another thing, how many of the people in your mega church were triggered by you closing them in there? Regardless, you said close the doors. That's obviously something they're not used to. For someone like me, that would have been very triggering.
Yeah.
You're not finna close me up nowhere. Wait a goddamn minute.
Because Shonda said he didn't. That was from a year ago. They threw it out of proportion. Let's see.
I went to Captain's Mast twice while I was active duty. That's all the hell I'm going to say. Ain't nobody going to talk to me any kind of way.
And I didn't even know, Shonda, that it was that old or whatever. And I guess what? So what, sis? It resurfaced, I'm assuming, is what you saying? If you say it was from a year ago. Let's see. Good Food said, put the camera on the collection plate so he can see who gave it. Girl, that right there, that was too much. He said, I want to see it. I want to see it. I need to see it. Why? Why? That's what take me back to what you give is between you and God. Why do you need to see what yesterday when I paid my tithe sitting in church? I ain't have to tell nobody what I was giving or if it was enough or wasn't enough or any of that. That was between me and God.
Yep. And not only that, you up here, sir, you is a bishop, okay? You a bishop. That's why you had on your little lilac, your little light purple shirt. You's a bishop. Okay? So you, sir, you're not just a regular smuggler pastor or an elder. You's a bishop. People watching you. You should always be on your A game. Because that should be part of who you are as a bishop, sir.
Hey, Aunt Pam, we're talking about just different stuff. We were talking about the cost of prom, which April mentioned, you know, how parents are going all out and spending this money for prom for their kids and stuff like that. And then we were speaking on the Marvin Sapp situation currently. Good Food said them people was held held up hostage in that church first Sunday live in the flesh. The presence of the Lord is here, girl. That was just too much. If I had been in there because of like even like Kashonda said, yeah, he admitted his tone was off, but just I'm very big on delivery. And I feel like I'm big on delivery, y'all, because it was something that I had to learn, and that I'm still learning even now, because Cliff tell me a lot of times, y'all, that my delivery can be off or whatever. But for me, I just feel like because I'm a straightforward person or whatever, like if you ask me something, that's just like you, sis, you're very straightforward. So I don't take any offense to if I ask you something and your tone, not your tone, but the way you respond to me, I don't take no offense to it because I'm very straightforward. So Cliff have to tell me all the time, y'all, that like my delivery be off with stuff or whatever. So that's why I said it's something that I'm still working on, but I was not always a big person on that. If I thought it, I just go ahead and say it. I didn't really care how it came out. So now I'm very big on, delivery and just thinking about something before I just blurt out and say it.
And I am that way. So and that's why I know that it was a different tone, because I did find it offensive. When he said, I said close the doors. When he said that, the way it hit me, I knew that, because I was active duty. You talk to me baby, you could say I made it through boot camp, baby. You could talk to me in a kind of way for real life, right? I aged out of foster care. I've never grown up with that sense of anyone's got to respect me or talk to me a certain way. So when I notice it, it's definitely a change, a shift, or I wouldn't notice it. And that's why I'm like, what the heck? What he said? Child, I played it back by 6 times. Because if you know anything about church, you know that really, listen, I have been in services where they have said our goal for the night was blah, 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 and we ain't got it. We're going to pass the plate again. So let's be clear. I get it. I get that it takes money to operate a ministry of any size. Right? There's a light bill, there's a mortgage, there's rent, there's whatever. That come at a cost. Ain't nothing free.
And but that's why I go back to this. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because look at what you just said, right? So when he said it costs to sit up here, I'm just being honest with y'all. I didn't take nothing from that because I know what he talking about. Like you just said, it costs to run ministry. You know what I'm saying? Like it costs to do that. It costs to do that type of work or whatever. So I get that. So when he said that, everybody kept saying like, oh yeah, he said it costs to sit up here. Yeah, he did say that, but I knew exactly what he meant from it or whatever. But once again, we're going back to the delivery and the tone of it. You see what I'm saying? So people gonna pick away at that because of your delivery was off and your tone was off. You know what I'm saying? So when you said that, they're not looking at it how you just broke it down. Like the way you just broke it down would have been a better way to deliver that.
But again, sis, he is the leader. That is his ministry. He shouldn't have never said nothing like that around people that couldn't understand it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
See, that's the thing for me. I'm big on leadership, and I'm not following nobody in no damn ditch. And I feel like as a leader, when you do fuck up, you just gotta own it. Not make excuses for it. And when you make excuses for your behavior, that's just too much. Just own it. He shouldn't be doing an interview with nobody. He should go live on his own shit from his own mega church where he said this at and apologize and say, this is what I did wrong, and leave it at that. Just own it. That's it. You a leader. I don't like that. I don't like that because he's in a position of authority. He gets to make excuses and people get to justify on his behalf,
They
his
do that all the
behavior.
time, though.
All the time. That's why I
All
be
the
home on
time.
Sunday sleeping in and shit.
Let's see, because Shonda said he admitted his tone wasn't right. Yeah, he did, sis. I heard him say that. She said it's standard practice at conventions. I go to them, but his tone was off. And she said, well, here in Oklahoma, and she said that wasn't his church. Yeah, I saw that too. On the Ricky Smiley show, he was saying, that wasn't his church and all that or whatever. Aunt Pam said, also, we talking about the 40,000, so we need to move up here in this church. Mr. Marvin said, 40,000, I'm moving in. And speaking of that, Aunt Pam, that was another thing that I did not like, that I felt like when he was on the Ricky Smiley show, that he kind of downplayed or whatever, because stop saying that it's only $20 or whatever, because you're saying it's only $20 because you was asking $20 per person. You know what I'm saying? But that little, I hate when people say, oh, it's only this. I get on to my kids about that. When they be saying, yeah, Mom, it's only $5. I said, well, you should have it then. I'm just saying, if it's only $5 you should have it. Do you got it? Okay, then. So it ain't only nothing, because I don't like that, because that only $20 could have been somebody's gas money to work for that week. I done been there. You know what I'm saying? I'm no longer there, but still, I've had those times umpteen years ago or whatever. So that could have been they only $20 to get to work. That could have been they only $20 to feed their family for that day. So when you make somebody feel bad about their giving, you know what I'm saying, which again is between them and God. Oh, it's only, this is because he kept saying it's a small portion. Right, but you don't know if that's all they got.
Listen, and then I see, and I heard you say too that wasn't his church. He was invited to help them raise money. Then that's even more ludicrous that he behaved that way. How the hell you gonna come to my house and talk to people like that? Mm-hmm. You won't come to my house and tell nobody to close the door.
Hey, Brianna.
Like, there's nothing that anybody has said that has made me reconsider my thoughts. But like I said, I be home on Sunday sleeping in. So
Good Food said God wants cheerful givers.
I don't, and I'm of that mindset. If you got to scream and make people give, I used to do that when they used to repass the plates. Like I said, I done been in some bullshit ass services. And when they doing all of that, like, I will never give another dollar. But there are so many people that are broken and they manipulate them. I'm saying it. They manipulating them into making them give more than they have. I think that is so unfair. And then you talk about the power and the move of God. Hey, Peaches. Well, why God ain't moving on your behalf? Like, come on now, don't we serve the same God? What is it? So God ain't moving on your behalf? Like, I don't understand it. But there's 500,000 million people that are manipulated on a regular basis by churches. Unfortunately, that's just a fact.
Girl, not just churches. These fake prophets and wannabe ministers and all of that. I had somebody that thought I was gonna work for them for free.
Oh, hell no. Wait. Hello, Blessing Hot Topics. What?
Yeah. I had somebody, and so it was so crazy, y'all, because certain stuff that I catch, I'll tell Cliff, and certain stuff that Cliff catch, he'll tell me, like vice versa or whatever. So when the person reached out to me and they was like, oh, I had a dream about you. I saw you in my dream and I just saw paperwork and this and that or whatever. And I'm one of those type of people, y'all, where I don't ever want to miss an opportunity because I didn't give it a chance or a shot. And again, that could very well be my downfall. But if it is, oh well, you know what I'm saying? But I never want to shut anything down before trying. That's just who I am as a person or whatever. So if it don't work out, I can at least say that I tried. Like that's just
Mhm.
me. And so when they came to me or whatever, and they was just, y'all know, I ain't even got to go into it, but y'all know what they do or whatever, the praying and, oh, I'm gonna cover you and da 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 this and that, the manipulation, like you just said.
Mhm.
And so they did all that or whatever. And so they was like, yeah, I want to meet up with you or whatever and this and that. And so I felt like that should have been my first red flag, because I could never meet up with this person. We could never like link, it wasn't easy or whatever. And
Mm.
so once we finally linked up or whatever, they never discussed a pay with me. They never offered to pay me anything, no nothing. The only thing they kept saying was, yes, I'm so excited about working with you or whatever, and I want you to be a part of my team and blah, 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 this and that. And we're going to do kingdom work. We're going to do kingdom work. And so I went to a couple of meetings with this person, with this individual. And what I started to notice was, you're not paying no damn body. Ain't none of these people ain't getting paid. They looking at you like you the star or whatever, and everybody like you're the leader. You supposed to be the leader. We on prayer calls in the morning and all type of stuff, y'all. So they looking at you like you're the leader. Like you said, sis, that's what you are holding yourself up to or whatever. And you got all these people. You got a team, like a what is it, like the band group or whatever? What you call them? You got that, you got a makeup artist, you got a hairstylist, you got me coming in because I know business and stuff like that, and I'm gonna be helping with a part of the planning and stuff like that, the coordinating and stuff. And so as I'm looking around at the movement, I started to observe when I went to these meetings, and I only went to maybe like 3, y'all. And so what I started to notice was, none of these people are getting paid. Like, she really
Mm.
playing in y'all face, and she ain't finna play in mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Hello.
she real life. Hold on. Sis, I'm gonna call you right back. I'm on live, okay?
Hey, beautifully
Oh
here.
no, you good. Okay, yeah, I'm on YouTube. Okay, love you. That's my cyber sister, y'all. I love her so much. We didn't get to talk on my birthday, so and I was so busy I didn't get to call her back. But anyways, so what I started to notice, y'all, I'm a very observant type of person or whatever. So when I started to look around and see what was going on, I'm like, you got all these people stepping in, doing this for you, doing that for you, or whatever, and nobody is getting paid. And I don't view everything as like like a monetary value, or that I should be getting paid, because I always try to look at the connection and the longevity in any relationship. However, if I'm gonna be over here building you up, I need something in exchange for my damn time and building you up. I'm an entrepreneur. I got kids or whatever. Like, I'm not just finna
Yep.
be doing this for free. And you think that you gonna manipulate me how you done manipulated these other damn people, and you want to keep saying, oh, this kingdom work. How? So
It's
yeah.
it's and you know what? And I say the thing is, it just like, church is a business, right? It take money to run it. Just like that. And listen, there are people who serve in the kingdom of God who are phenomenal, amazing people. I'm not saying everybody. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying you can't just keep drinking the
Yeah, and it's
Kool-Aid.
you right,
Sometimes
sis.
you
And
just
it's
got to hold everybody to a standard across the
right.
board.
Right. And it's not everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not, but I want to share my little, story or whatever with that
Yeah, no,
particular
sis.
individual, because when you brought up manipulation, because they do a lot of that. And like I said, when I was telling y'all at the beginning that Cliff will pick up stuff before I will, Cliff was like, babe, just be mindful of who present themselves as a leader to you. He said, because when somebody is of God, you're gonna be able to see that or whatever. He was like, you're gonna be able to see it through their actions or whatever. He said, and another thing, don't allow somebody to fan that kingdom work stuff in your face to keep from paying you He said, because a lot of times that's what they do. They fan around. Oh, yeah, we're going to do kingdom work. We're going to do kingdom work. He said, and they do that because they don't want to pay. And so that's exactly what she was doing. And I'm going to tell y'all another thing, too, that he said that confirmed we weren't meant to be working together, or I wasn't meant to be working with her. He said, when you lost contact with her and you stopped reaching out or whatever, and she stopped reaching out, he said that lady never checked on you, not one time. He said she don't know what you had going on or whatever the case may be. He said somebody who really had your best interest at heart, they would have at least reached out to you to say, like April, if I don't hear from you, we check on each other. You know what I'm saying? We checking on each other like, hey sis, you good? You okay? This and that or whatever. He was like, weeks and months went by. You never heard from that lady again.
Yep. Peaches said, that's right. Your time is definitely not free. Hello.
Yep. And that's why I'm saying, Peaches, she wasn't only doing it to me, she was doing it to everybody. That's what she was doing, manipulating. And she was just building her team up off of that. Let's see. Tanya said, hey, y'all. Hey. Hey, sis. Good Food said, hey, Tanya. Brianna said, hey, Heal. She talking about Tanya. Aunt Pam said, they said he getting death threats. Yep, I did see that too. And I feel like that was just too far. Y'all know dang well.
That's
y'all ain't
too much. I don't like that now.
Yeah, y'all ain't got to be threatening that man family. Let's see. Aunt Pam Marvin done brought the gang out. Right. But Shonda said, when we go to the conventions, we know we raising money. I think it came back up a year later because someone wanted to start a mess. Oh, okay. Let's see.
They did it.
Hey, Amanda. Hey, girl. She said, hey, love. Hey, honey. I have not saw you in a long time.
Hey, Amanda. I ain't know who for sure that was. I'm waiting on you to get there.
Yeah, she was supporting me like last year. She was supporting me and she would come on my lives, and then I didn't see her for a while. So I'm happy to see you on here tonight. Okay. I hope all is well with you.
Yes, I hope so too.
Let's see. Good Food said, hey, Lamanda. Let's see. Kashonda said it wasn't his church, y'all. He was invited there to help them raise money. Gotcha. Okay, and Good Food said could have been all they had, right? That's true. Let's see. Let's catch up. Peaches said, hey, beautiful ladies. Happy Monday. Same to you, sister girl. She said, hey, ladies. Peaches said, hey to you ladies in the chat. Hey, Blessings. Blessings said, hey, ladies, and happy birthday, Queen, to Ambrielle. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, happy birthday, Blessing.
Kashonda said, hey. Kashonda said, I see both sides of the coin.
Right.
And Good Food said, hey to Peaches. Blessing said, yes, I agree. Peaches said, hey, Blessings. Blessing said, I no longer go into the church. I only do online with Faithful, Central, or Creflo. Oh, for real, Blessings? That's a really nice church. I had went there for Rich Homie Quan funeral. It was
Which
there.
One?
Creflo. Ain't his name Creflo Dollar or something? She said, I get the word and I send an offering for their word and get on down the road. Shonda said, kingdom work. God didn't want me broke following behind. Shonda. Hello? And sis, I feel like that's where it come in, where I had to set boundaries too, y'all, because that's why I was telling y'all, Cliff tell me all the time, he'd be like, I feel like people can just smell that you're a good person. He was like, I swear, because he said people always trying to get over on you and use you. He was like, and that junk really get on my nerves or whatever. But he had told me from day one, he was like, just be careful with her from the beginning or whatever. So that's why my third eye was open, like, okay, let me just watch and see what's going on. But again, like I said, for me, I didn't want to shut an opportunity down before seeing what it was about or whatever. But when I started to, like the closer I got to her and under her, I started to see like what the hell was going on. You talking about going on tour with you? I'm serious. You talking about going on tour with you, and we're gonna be gone for the whole weekend. Like, I'm not leaving my damn kids to run up behind you, and I'm coming back home. I ain't made not $1. No, ma'am.
And exactly. What type of ministry is she even putting you into? Is she okay with that type of behavior?
Yep, that's the same thing Cliff said. And Cliff was like, it was just other stuff too that Cliff pointed out to me. And I don't want to go too deep because y'all, if I say too much, y'all will be like, oh, that's who she talking about. But I don't want to go too deep. But Cliff was pointing out stuff like, just with her personal life. And he was like, babe, when somebody is telling you they are on a walk with God, he was like, you got to pay attention to how they're moving when they want to give themselves this title of being a leader or whatever. He was like, you have to be real mindful of that or whatever. And so when I started to like look, and pay close attention, I'm like, dang, he right. He was like, she can't lead you and she out here doing this. So
Hello. I'm not going in the ditch with nobody, sis.
right. Let's see. Blessing said, hey Peaches. Oh, Blessing said, can you drop the link?
Sure.
Tanya said, I'm still here listening and cooking. Okay, sis. And what you cooking over there? I know, look, good food asked the same thing I asked. She said, what you cooking, Tanya? She said, that's right. Your time is definitely not free. Exactly, sis.
I
Pam,
dropped the link on both our pages.
okay. Pam said, hey, baby girl, I had to get off. I had a phone call. My aunt passed away. I am so sorry to hear
Oh
that,
my
Aunt
God.
Pam. I am so sorry to hear that, girl. I done had a last 2 rough days. So I was telling April right before y'all all got on here that I was so glad to just be surrounded by family and, just enjoy my birthday and have a good time because I was missing my grandmother so bad yesterday and the day before yesterday. So I woke up yesterday crying. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be crying. It's my birthday. And I'm like, okay, is this 38? Because
Yeah.
38
Just
is,
hormonal and shit.
yes, sis. I was like, okay, is this what 38 finna be like? We finna be crying and shit. Because I need you to let me know now. I'm like, listen, 38, come in here and sit the fuck down. Sit down and act like you got some sense. Because I don't want to be crying. I'm supposed to be happy today. But like grief, y'all, it hit you when you least expect it or whatever. On the day that I thought I was gonna wake up happy, I woke up so emotional. And I don't know if it's because my mom's sister, she passed April 9th or whatever. So I haven't really celebrated my birthday like hard like I used to do. And I'm a big birthday person. I haven't done that since my aunt passed, which was 2018. So like ever since then, I just kind of been like, oh, it's my birthday. Okay, it's just another day, whatever. And I think maybe that was why, because that's the month that my aunt passed also.
Right.
So, hey, blessings.
Hey, blessings.
Hey, dolls. I put you guys on mute because my son is in here washing the dish. I don't do dishes. My son, they have chores, so I let them do the
Ain't
dishes.
nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. That's for you,
Thank
Ambrielle. Happy
you.
birthday, beautiful.
Thank you
You
so
had
much.
so much fun at your dinner party yesterday, and you look
I did.
beautiful.
Thank you. I did.
You
And
continue to grow with success and
oh,
prosperity and just be the best mother, person, daughter, sister, whatever you are, just be the best person you can be in life.
thank you. I really appreciate that. And I do try my hardest. I really do. I told April I was so thankful that people drove out to celebrate me in the middle of a storm. And
Mm.
I was just so grateful for that because I'm like, it is storming, the weather is bad, and my people still came out to celebrate me. So that was literally all I wanted.
Well,
Yeah.
and and that's the thing. Like for my birthday, people wanted to. I said, it's just your presence, it's your
Mm-hmm.
loyalty, it's your
Yep.
dedication into my life. It's you listen to me at the darkest hours of my life.
Yes.
When I just need you to wake up and say, I'm here, sis. And it's the love that you receive that's more it's more precious than monetary reward.
That is
You
so
know?
true. That's so true.
So I just wish you a greater year than you had before. Even though you had a great year last year, I just wish you a great every year. I wish everybody a greater year than their year before.
Mhm.
So I wish you a greater year than you had before, and may your success be prosperous and then make you proud of who you are as a woman, a mother, a single mother, and just do your thing, baby.
Oh, thank you. You gonna make me cry again. I already told you
Oh
I'm
Lord.
emotional
Don't be
this
starting
weekend.
all that shit. You know we Crips over here. We don't
Stop
do
Girl,
that.
it.
that's what my sister said. She was messing with me yesterday, and she said, "I said, yeah, Desi. April said she gonna be like you, and she said, yeah, tell April we together because we ain't with all that crying and stuff. You need to get
Hell
it
Yeah,
no.
together."
we gangsters. We don't dance. We boogie. You know,
Hey.
we bank our Danas on a curb in the gutter lane.
And
You
look,
know,
you know, I got
sometimes
that.
you
I
gotta
got that little
pull
side
up.
in me too, blessing. Like
I,
she
I
come out
know. I saw
sometime.
it yesterday. I said, "Oh, okay. She a little hood. She educated. She's smart. She's intelligent. She a hustler, but she got some education behind her. She know how to be,
Yes,
an entrepreneur, and I take business sense and makes it helps. It's rewarding for what I gotta say.
that's
But
true.
speaking on you guys, I don't do. I mean, sticking to the subject. I don't, these churches have gotten out of hand. Can y'all agree with me?
That look,
Ambria,
April say it
I
all
mean
the
April,
time.
I call her Embryo. You A people, y'all A list. Y'all A list, April and Ambrielle. Okay, so April, I mean, they just gotten out of hand. It's like I know a lot of people don't like Creflo Dollar, but when I've been with him since 2000. And when I say he taught me how to pray, he taught me how to pray. And I stick with him. And I still do his devotions every morning. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? Every morning because I don't have that same connect that everybody, well, he wanted a plane. I didn't pay for that. I
Mm.
just, I mean, you give what you can. And to be honest, your ties go to how you deal with people. If you give, if you bought $1,000 worth of clothing and you don't never wear it, and you decide to give it away, to me that's an offering. You know what I'm saying? That's you
Mhm.
offering to your community. If you have food in your pantry or in your refrigerator, and if like a cookout or something, and all that food is still left out, pack it up and take it out to your community. That's an offering.
Yes,
Do
yes.
Mm-hmm.
am I making sense to y'all? I hope
Yep.
I'm making sense. And
That's true. No, that's true.
your offering doesn't have to come from 10% within the church. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Call y'all churches right now and ask them if they can help you financially. They not gonna help you.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
They
Well,
not
Nope.
gonna help you. They gonna help you as much as they can. They gotta pay for an overhead. They gotta pay for lights. They gotta pay for a big old congregation. These choir people. You only need how many people you need to sing for? You need 13 people to sing for you.
if they got to fill that big ass building, yeah.
Yeah, but that's their overhead. When I was going to City of Refuge, let me tell you this. I was going to City of Refuge, and you guys can look up City of Refuge. I ain't gonna say the pastor's name out there, but you go to City of Refuge. Well, I'll say it's Noel Jones.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I finna look it up. Shit.
Good. No, you can look it up. City of Refuge. You come in there, you sit down, and he has a great. On Wednesdays, he has a great service at 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay, this was years ago. I used to go to his 12 o'clock. I was off on Wednesdays. You go there on Sundays, it's packed, and the thing is that they come down the aisle, and I'm gonna tell you something. these men, their conjugation is no secret, so I could speak on it. It's not allegedly or nothing like that. Or I could say allegedly, but it's really not because I've seen it from my eyes. This man, they got, GUNs on their side
Mm-hmm.
with a gang of money, a gang of money, so that you can have change. Oh, you only got a 20, you want to give a 10? Here's another 10.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Girl, please.
The way
Please,
these folks is with this new math, I wouldn't trust that shit, baby.
girl. Um uh, I I've seen it. My son and I, when he was a little boy, we were walking in, and it was just the both of us because it was just him and I, and we was just walking in, and they sat us up in the front. He stopped allowing women to sit in the front because they were open up their legs, their knees, so he could see
Mm-hmm.
through them. So he only allowed the men to sit in the front. And
Mm-hmm.
my son and I, he was just a little boy. He had to be about 6 or 7 years old, and around that time, and we were sitting. The first person was the woman he's married to now. And then um it was another woman. It was another woman. And then it was Beyonce's ex stepfather, her mother, as well as Layla Rashawn. And then it was my son and I. And we were sitting next to them, and they all left before we could leave. And they all got into this
Mm-hmm.
Cadillac, big old, USV, I mean SUV or whatever, USV, whatever, truck or whatever. And they all left together. And Pastor got a nice home in Malibu. It's really, really nice. But the thing is that these pastors don't give back what they get in. That's my whole. They get so, and I said that to say this is that they get so much charity offerings and
Mm-hmm.
support from these big old celebrities. And
I can agree with that.
huh?
I can agree with that because I
Mm.
feel like we see it so much.
Mm-hmm. And they represent them very profoundly, and they represent them outwardly. Like they let you guys know, oh, we have this person. Those are their donators. They donate money, a large offering. Look at the other pastors with, what is the movie, Mogul, Tyler Perry. It come on. You give me a word, I'm gonna give you an offering. And then I'm gonna take my money out and I'm gonna pay for somebody's groceries. Does that make sense?
Yeah, really, we as humans
Yeah,
just need
because
to
you're
pay it
so
forward.
yeah, that's exactly like it's being sold on good ground is what they call that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm
Or
a
we all remember you reap what you sow. I don't
Mhm.
care if you use it in religious texts or if you talk about it as karma. You reap what you sow. So it's
Mhm.
Mhm.
important to be mindful of what you're reaping, of what you're
I always
sowing,
say
because
that
you're
what
going
you
to
put
reap
into
it.
what you put into the universe. I always
Mhm.
say that.
You gonna get it back. As long as you sow good seed, that seed is gonna grow.
Mhm.
And it's gonna grow when you least expect it. You gonna have fruition one day or another. It's gonna come. But I just, and Noel Jones' sister is Grace Jones. I don't know if you guys know that.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, that's his sister. So it's like you come from money. You don't come from nothing. His wife has this big, extraordinary marriage and wedding ceremony. And it's like there's people out here. I'm gonna tell y'all something. And this is a true story. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
One day, I forgot the name of that. They were on that pastor live TV show or whatever. It was the lighter skinned dude with, lighter skinned dude, him and his wife. I forgot it. Not McCork. I don't know. Anyways, he's over here by me. He's in Inglewood, California. Anyways, he's pastor was out in Ghana, and I think it was Ghana, and he was just like, um, I'm here. And he was substituting for the pastor, Pastor Noel Jones, and
Mm-hmm.
he said, I want you guys to sow anything in seven. It could be $7, it could be $17, it could be $70, it could be $700, 7,000. I need y'all to, start at $70.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he said all that, he said, but I prefer for you guys to start at 70. I was like, okay, cool. I don't mind, giving to the word or whatever. He had a whatever, somebody to substitute for him for the weekend, for the day. So I gave what I gave the $70. I gave what he asked for. Y'all, we get outside, and I promise you, whoever lives in LA and ever been to that church, the whole row, when we got outside to leave, everybody had a $70 ticket.
What?
I promise you. That's a true story. We all congregated as people in a circle to fight that. Like, no, because this thing was, you get $70 past, God is gonna bless y'all with 10 times four. We all came out with $70 tickets on our car, on our rear view mirror. Not rear view, on our windshield.
Mm.
Wow. Like you done sent us
Yeah.
backwards.
Damn.
That
They
was
gave
triggery.
$70. Now we owe 70, another 70.
Mhm. Yep. And if you gave 7,000, you owe $70. So that's
And it's
yeah.
so crazy because yesterday in church when I paid my tithe or whatever, and he told us to hold it in the air, and of course I did it on my phone virtually. So he was like, so I held my phone up, and he would always say, go, grow, multiply, or whatever. And when I tell y'all from the minute I left church, like and of course when I give, I don't think about it, you know. I
Mhm.
just give whatever is put on my heart to give. I know we're supposed to do the 10% thing, but sometimes I give more than that. Sometimes I don't do that, especially with me being an entrepreneur. I just give what's on my heart, you know. And so
Mhm.
literally when I left church, y'all, and I just want to say thank you, you know, to my cyber family here on YouTube. Some of the ladies are in the chat, like Gamma, I think Trikel, Tanya, Saret, you know, just for like blessing me on yesterday or whatever. It just came right back to me, multiplied, you know. So just I just want to say that because it's definitely an example of what y'all just said of, you know, it was sold on good ground or whatever, you know, what you put out into the universe, it comes right back to you, and it truly does. But yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
Mhm.
sorry, good for I don't mean to sound like a kid's dad because girl, I'm a single parent myself. But I don't mean to sound like your kid's dad. I don't know how I sound like your kid's dad. I don't know your kid's dad. But the thing is that it's the truth. I think that outside, you will reap more what you sow
Mhm.
when you just in the line, and you just say, you know what, I got enough. Let me, whatever you have. I do stuff like that. Or if I give to my community, they need it. They need it. They don't have shoes. They don't have coats. What about when it's raining? Do you go out and get a tent?
Mm.
I mean, that for real. Do you go get a tent and put food in that tent and say, this is for you?
Mm-hmm.
That's 10% of your good heart
Mm-hmm.
and your hard
Mm.
earnings. You
Yep,
know,
that's true.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. I'm not trying to be in no type of way, but it's just these churches got to start doing more
No, I'm
community
of
work.
that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm a believer of that. I feel like it doesn't have to. No, I was just saying I'm a believer of that also, blessings. I feel like it don't have to always be it don't have to always be in the church or whatever. It's what you do in a community and how you
Uh-huh.
help others outside or just on your
Mhm.
day to day. Like last Monday we didn't come on and we had planned to come on. We had our topic and everything. And my son's grandmother was gonna be stranded at the airport. She's from Jamaica. And so she went back home
Mm.
because she had lost her brother. And she was gonna be there stranded. And so, I have committed to showing up here with April, but I couldn't just find it in my heart to leave her there stranded, so I canceled
Right.
here to go pick her up because her flight landed at 6:30. So and I feel like that's another form of helping and giving back or whatever because I didn't have to do that, but I did it. So
Right.
But you reap what you sow, and you're gonna
mm-hmm.
reap that blessing back. You don't know when. You don't know when. And you don't know how. And it may be from different people. It may just be like, what? Did I really deserve? And people say you don't know how to receive blessings back. And that's because I put so many blessings out there. I don't know when they coming. You know what I'm saying? And when they come, you be like, I deserve that. Don't you know what I just did
Mm.
yesterday? I was cussing and fussing and I was being mean. You don't never know where your blessings is coming from and how
That's
they're
the truth
coming.
of the matter.
So I just want to say this. It's good commentary. You ladies always have good commentary. I do forward your guys stuff. I don't know if you see it or not, but continue to grow and be prosperous.
Thank you. We
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. You guys, you ladies have a wonderful day.
You too, and thank you for coming up and blessing the panel.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Aunt Pam said, Cliff telling you right. My daddy told me don't even let everybody lay hands on you. Yep, that's true, Aunt
Hello.
Pam. Good food said, sorry to hear that, Aunt Pam. Yes, Aunt Pam, we are praying for you, my love, and sending our condolences to your
Mhm.
family. Gamma
Yes.
said, welcome everyone into the chat. Please hit the like button. Yes, y'all, hit the like button. Good food said, that's right. Everybody shouldn't lay hands on you. Blessing said, supporting both pages. We appreciate you, Blessing. Good food said, hey to you, Blessing. Blessing said, hey, Gamma. Hey, good food. Let's see. Gamma said gifted memberships are a great way to help build Ambriel's community. And if you have been gifted, it's appreciated if you can continue your gifted membership after the first free 30 days. Yes, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yes. Y'all
Let's
going over there.
um Gamma said, hey, blessings. She said, hey, good food. And my sis will be monetized this year also. We working on that. Gamma said super chat, super stickers, and gifts are appreciated if you are on this replay. Yes, she said super thanks are a great surprise to the host. Direct cash apps are a blessing to the channel. And y'all, the cash apps, I'm not gonna say mine, because April's is also available. So right there, Life Talk with April. So it's going across the screen. If you guys, yeah,
Yeah, at the bottom, both of them.
yeah, we don't expect anything. We do it because we enjoy doing it and we're trying to build a supportive community, women's community. And we enjoy coming over here talking with y'all and having these real and raw conversations. So
That's
we
right.
yeah, we
Exactly.
don't ever want anyone to think that we're forcing it. Let's see.
Mm-mm.
Okay, Blessing had asked for the link. We got that to her. Peaches said, I definitely get good feelings about people. I'm so thankful for that gift. I know that's right,
You
Peaches.
ain't lying. She ain't been wrong about a hole yet.
And good food, you absolutely right. She was looking for a fool, a damn fool. That's exactly what she said. Seriously. Let's see.
That's why I
Aunt
dropped
Pam, your
it.
nephew say that all the time. She said,
Mm,
beware of false prophets. Yes.
lit. Hello.
Okay.
I saw, you know what? I had saw on a commercial the other night. They got back that praying holy water from that,
Hmm.
you know, that old
I
Caucasian guy.
remember that. I remember that commercial
They
too.
got it back. Sis, I saw it the other night about a whole water, a blessed rag or something. Baby, I said, I know damn well in 2025 people ain't still falling for that bullshit. And I said just what I said. For y'all super Christians, I meant what I said.
Let's see. Tanya says she is frying some fried chicken and macaroni and cheese. And let me just tell
Oh
y'all, I
Lord.
wish I was closer over there because she done told y'all that I don't never pop up at her house and I respect her space. But baby, I will pop up tonight, okay? And I'll be like, you know, my birthday was yesterday, sis. I use that as an excuse.
Why you ain't even call me to get me a plate?
Because,
It was my
baby,
birthday.
y'all talking about, and now I used to brag on my fried chicken, and now I still can cook some fried chicken, but Tanya make the best fried chicken and macaroni,
Oh, for
honey.
real.
Yeah, sis, we got to have her cook us some macaroni and fried chicken. Oh my god!
Okay, I'm down. I buy. I. What you need? I send you the money to order your food.
And her chicken is the only chicken. Let me just put this out there. The only chicken that I will eat with no hot sauce. I don't eat no. And my grandma used to fry some good fried chicken too. When nobody messing with her fried chicken, but that Tanya chicken is the only chicken I feel like I don't need hot sauce on. Any other chicken, even my own, I'm
You
putting some
said no
hot
hot
sauce on
sauce.
this chicken. Yeah, cause she feel like the hot sauce is discrediting her fried chicken.
Oh shit. Okay.
Let's see. But
Oh,
yes,
I
like
don't care. I love fried chicken. I don't got to have hot sauce. I was just curious.
I
I like
love the
hot
hot
sauce on my
sauce on
chicken
mine,
though.
sis. Me too.
But
Let's
listen, if
see.
I gotta eat it without it, I will.
Good food said, okay, you must about to dip out again. Condolences, Miss Pam, Kashonda said.
Mhm.
Peaches said, so glad you enjoyed your day, Ambria. Happy birthday to you again. Thank you, sis. I appreciate it, love. Let's
Yeah.
see. Aunt Pam said you should have called me so I could have prayed for you. I should have for real, Aunt Pam. I really should have, and because I know that I needed that. I went to church, girl, and I felt better when I left. It shifted my energy. Let's see. Uh-oh.
Good.
I'm sorry. I skipped good food. I'm sorry. She said, "Them was tears of blessings. I'd rather be crying, bringing it to God, bringing it in. God was in the midst." And I said that too.
Mhm.
Good food. I was like, I don't know. Maybe this just a sign. Look, April said, "Damn hormones," but I'm like, maybe it's a sign. Whatever it is. By the end of the day, I felt better. Everybody was like, when you get to your party and you had them drinks, remember they was saying that April on TikTok. They was
Yeah,
like,
I
girl,
told you you just needed some LIKKA.
yeah, you did say that. They was like, girl, when you had them drinks, you gonna be crying even more. But I didn't. I was good. I was really good. Let's see. Good
That's
food
because
said,
it
oh,
wasn't a messy cry. You know,
yeah, right.
you only want to drink more when you listen to some blues and stuff when you're going through some shit.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say too. Like I'm definitely not depressed or anything, y'all. Like I'm not going through anything. I knew what it was, and when you know what something is, you just pray about it and you're good. Like you cast it on God and you good to go. I knew that it was just like grief. Like I was just, it was just one of those little grieving moments that snuck up on me. So
Right.
yeah,
And it's all
definitely.
right.
Right. It's okay. It definitely it ain't like I'm over here going through some or cliff going upside my head.
Yeah.
It's none of that. Let's see. Um and my kids acting like they got some sense for a little bit. So yeah, we
Ooh,
good.
that's always a blessing. Shit.
Right. We good for now.
Mm.
Um Good Food said, okay, blessing. I don't do dishes. I don't do dishes either. I pre-wash and the dishwasher do the rest. Great job on the sign and chores. I need to do the same. Cause Shonda said, don't start that because it will make me cry. Girl, look, cause Shonda, I don't mind. I get started. She know it too. She said, I think all famous preachers have had some sort of media scandal that wasn't even a scandal to their own congregation. Okay. Um,
I could agree with that.
yeah, and I wonder if that plays a part in why it kind of like stems up the way it do, cause Shonda, like why it kind of go in the direction that it do. I don't know. She said they are human and people forget that, and I agree with that too. Definitely agree with that.
But I think the other side of that is people allow them to make excuses that you wouldn't accept from a regular person.
Mm.
Like you accept what they telling you as facts, even though if you was in the street, you wouldn't believe that for shit. But because they are pastors saying it, you believe it. So
Right.
it's really that's a double-edged sword, and both sides are sharp because that's the same thing those that want to do harm use to manipulate and get over because they know people have a certain trust in whatever they say because they got a title. See, I think
Mhm.
they all get dressed like I do, god damn it. All of us putting our pants on one leg at a time. And if you able to jump in there, baby, let me see, cause ooh, will you gifted. Nah, that's it. That's all. So I think that the other side of that, like you were saying earlier, is both sides of the coin. You can see it, right? Because the
Right.
truth is, those same people who are using God to hurt people, to manipulate people, benefit off of the fact that people trust them more than they would their neighbor at home
Yep, that's
because they
true.
got a title.
Let's see. Aunt Pam said a lot of these churches have forgotten that they sinned at one point in their lives.
Mm.
Good Food said Blessing sound like my kid's dad now. Oh, Blessing had read that when she was up there. Aunt Pam said, preach, you telling the absolute truth. I'm assuming that was to Blessing when she was speaking. And then she said, it's so many stories I could tell you about people have done wrong in the church. It's unbelievable. And that's why a lot of people don't go. April say that a lot, Aunt Pam. Aunt Pam said, yes, I knew that. She said, I learned that from when they had that show, LA Pastors. Oh, wow.
Mm.
Good Food said he was multiplying. Cause Shonda said that's on the person to pick a church that does community work though. My church in the middle of the hood and does a lot of community work. That's good though,
I
sis.
love it.
Yes, that is good. Because girl, some of them don't, they talk that talk like they do, but again, they don't walk the walk. So that's really good.
And I think that a church that doesn't give back in their community, but they go into all of these big conventions and stuff, that's a red flag to me.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't give back where you live, where you function, where you work, there's a problem.
Yep. The teachers had the kids thanking me because they were like, I was like, yeah, I was born and raised here. And they was like, oh, okay, so you live here. And I was like, no, I don't live here. I live like almost 2 hours away. And they was like every time I said that, y'all, their mouth dropped or whatever. And they was like, oh my gosh. They was like, y'all, tell her thank you for driving all the way back down here to, you know, to come and speak to y'all or whatever. But you're right. I'm very big on that, like giving back to my community, even though I no longer live there, but it's where I was born and raised. I look at that
Right.
like that's my root or whatever. So I don't care. I go speak at another school, my uncle's school, Thursday or Friday, one of them or whatever. But of course, I'm going because he invited me, and I want to keep speaking to the youth. But when it comes to my hometown, baby, I don't care how many schools invite me to go down there and speak. I'm going because, again, like I said, this is my root. So yeah, you should definitely give back to your community in whatever
Yes.
way you can. Peaches says she will definitely be monetized this year. Let's go. I know that's right.
Thank you, sir. You thank y'all.
Good
I'm
food
working.
said. Yes, you look, you putting the work in. You putting the work in. Good food said I'm in here throwing mothballs and listening.
What the
Good
hell
food
you
is
throwing mothballs for?
right. Good food is a mess. Pam said, I think I started following April. Yes, make sure you support my sis, Aunt
Thank
Pam.
you, Miss Pam.
Aunt Pam is sweet. She a sweetheart. She said, I said that might be some toilet water.
Oh
You
shoot.
talking about the water you was talking about, Phyllis.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
Smell
see.
like ass when you open the package.
Y'all need to stop. Hey y'all, I'm back. I had to step away for a minute. Girl, we was just talking about your fried chicken. Cause I just got to your
Oh,
comment and read where you made fried chicken. I said, "Ooh, y'all, Tanya made the best fried chicken." I
and your
told
mac and
them,
cheese.
yes, and your mac and cheese. And I was telling them how you always say that I respect I respect your space and your home, and I don't just pop up or whatever. And I was like, y'all, today would have been the day I would have popped up over there. Like, my
It was
birthday
my
was
birthday.
yesterday. Let me get a plate. I want some of that fried chicken and macaroni. Let's
Like, why
see.
you didn't just call her over for a plate?
Yes. Aunt Pam said, I just love you, my baby girl. I love you too, Aunt Pam. That is my
Aw.
girl. That's my girl, my girl.
Hey, Big Cap.
That's one of my day one cyber aunties, y'all. Aunt Pam, I thought about you the other day because why I picked up a passenger, y'all. It was these little young girl. Guess what she told me? She said she got in the car, y'all, and literally was in there probably like 2 minutes. And she said, I don't know, but you just feel like a big cousin to me, like literally out of nowhere. And I was like, huh? She was like, you just feel like she was like, you give that big cousin vibe. I said, girl, I'm a content creator. And I said, a lot of my cyber aunties, they literally told me the same thing and told me that I was going to be their niece. And I said, okay. And she thought that was so sweet. She said, girl, I don't know. It's just something about you. But I said, girl, people be saying that all the time. They be claiming me. And I be like, yeah, honey, we cousins, auntie, niece, whatever, sisters, whatever. But it was so crazy because I told my sister I was on the phone with her after I dropped the girl and her friends off, and I said, "Girl, I ain't said 2 words to that girl, but hey, how you doing?" And she just out of nowhere said that to me, and she followed me and everything. So if you listening, hey girl, hey
Hey.
cousin, hey Big Cap is in the building. He said, "Ambrielle, hey love." Let's see. Pam said, let's see what people forget. Let's see what people forget when you rise above and God has blessed you. You're supposed to go back and encourage someone
Mm.
else to know that they can make it out and they can do better as well. Yes. That is my
Yes.
message to the children when I leave out of there because y'all know I was born and raised in a small hometown. So I just want them to know that your beginning don't have to be your end. I grew up in this same little small little town where everybody know everybody. And like, let's be real, y'all, some people don't make it out. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They're afraid of um being out of their comfort zone. I hear Tanya say that a lot about Detroit, where she's from. She said, a lot of people don't make it out because they scared to leave where they're comfortable at.
Mm.
So
And you never know what those, when you're going into the schools, what at home looks like. You know what
mhm.
I'm saying? For me, I aged out of foster care. So, you know how bad my life was before I was removed from the home? So, you never know what's going on when they go home. And you never know how what you say to them will resonate with them when they're 17 or 18 years old and they're making
Right.
decisions about what they're going to do next.
Mhm. That's so
the,
true.
the one thing you said may be the one thing that resonates with them, and they think about it, and it could be that changing wind or tide for them. Like, I tell people, when you have the ability, that's why when we do things with Upward Bound, I love being able just to go in there and chat with them. What y'all planning on doing?
Where's that at, sis?
Huh?
Where's that? Upward Bound.
It's through Santa Fe here. But it's a national program, but it's for underprivileged kids. And they could get in it. They started in like high school, but they have to maintain certain grades. They have to do certain things to get into the program. And they also have to be a high risk student.
Oh, okay.
So whether it's from their environment, their home life, different things like that, but whatever may make them high risk. And we get to go in and I'm always talking to them, like when we do paint parties with them, or because we'll go in and we'll paint with a group of 30 of them at one time.
Right.
And I will be socializing. I'll be at the table talk about, oh, you like that little boy? Y'all like each other? Okay, is y'all being safe? Baby, I be having real conversations.
Right. But you have to though, because that's what I told my sister. She asked me one time, the one that do my hair, she was like, what you be talking about? Because her daughter brought the paper home and wanted her to come. And she was like, I don't know what to say to them. So she asked me, she said, what you be talking about when you go into school to talk to them? I said, girl, I just talk to them like I talk to you or whatever. I said, they love it. Yeah, you have to.
I talk about whatever the lady who is over it, who's the director of it locally. She asked me, she said, do you like prepare what you're going to? I said, absolutely not. I said, you know, I'm a mother with 6 adult children. And the one thing that I know without a doubt is if you will let them lead the conversation, you can figure out almost anything you want to know. It's when you try to control the conversation or you get grossed out or bothered by what they're saying. I said, it's just like an adult conversation. Most adults can't have tough conversations because people get butthurt. People involve their feelings instead of just having having a conversation.
Right.
I said, and it's just, they do the same thing with their children. I don't do that. I want you to talk to me about, and whatever you want to talk about, baby, I can talk about it. I don't care. It's not going to bother me. You want to talk about how these boys get on your nerves? Okay. And I'm going to try to push you in the way of let them stay on your nerves and move on.
Right.
You know, like you have, and it has to be age appropriate, right? Because it's not always the same age group of kids. But I think that it's very important to hear your children. And if you are blessed enough to be able to pour into children that are not yours, always remember that you don't know where they're going home. Don't know what they've been exposed to or what they've seen. There's people that I talk about my being in foster care and stuff on my channel, and they reach out and they're like, we didn't even know you were in foster care when we were in high school.
Wow.
And so people don't always know. But for you to be able to talk and be authentic, right? And listen, those are so important. So I encourage everyone that sees this, hears this, if you have a quality or the ability. Now listen, if you's an ain't shit human, this is not for you. But if you have something that you can pour back in, I challenge you to do that. Because it is one of the most rewarding things you will ever do in your life is give back without an expectation in return.
And it feels so good, y'all.
You do.
Like it feels so good. You know, like just like you said, doing it without an expectation, you know, just doing it from the heart.
Yep. Now, don't be doing stuff for people with money for free. Now, that ain't what we said, y'all. Don't let nobody play on your top. But when you can give back to children, and that's anybody under 18 legally, and you have that opportunity and you have something you can pour back into them, don't go give them your mess. But you have something you can give back, you should.
Yep, that's true. That is so true. Let's see. Yo said checking in.
Hey, yo.
And Aunt Pam said, you know, I tell everybody that's my baby girl. Yep, you do.
Oh.
Yep, that's my girl, Aunt Pam. All right, y'all. Sis, you got anything else before we wrap up?
No, we enjoyed y'all. Glad to be back at it.
Yes, we enjoyed y'all. We really did. As always, we always have a good time. So I guess I'm be in these YouTube streets because y'all know I've been busy. So I'm gonna go see who is live and who I can support tonight. Peaches said absolutely agree. Thank you. Yep. So if all minds and hearts are clear.
Shabu. Wait a minute.
You know I had to mess with you.
Wait a minute. Who? Listen, if y'all clear, we can go. But
Look,
just know,
you know
if we
I'll
gonna
never
be
say
clearing
that. I had
minds,
to
we
mess with
passing
you.
plates.
You said what, sis?
If we clearing minds, we passing plates.
Right. Passing the plate. We're passing it on around. Bring it on up here so we can see it.
Yeah, Lord, and that ain't enough shit.
But we
Peaches
love
said
y'all.
absolutely free.
Yes, we love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in with us on this lovely Monday night. And we will see y'all next Monday.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all. Oh, shit.